ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Right, next concept, equivalent mass. Equivalent mass. Right, so already we have studied the meaning of molecular weight of a compound. Simply sum of atomic weights of all atoms present in the molecule. Now what is this equivalent weight or equivalent mass? The molecular weight of a compound or a substance always remains fixed and it does not depend upon the nature. So molecular weight of a compound is always fixed and does not change with the nature of the reaction. But equivalent weight of a substance actually depends upon the reaction. So it will change with the nature of the reaction. That is a basic difference. Molecular weight is fixed, but equivalent weight is not fixed, which depends on reaction. So what is this equivalent weight? So first let us try to understand law of equivalency. What it says? According to law of equivalency, 1 gram equivalent of a substance, 1 gram equivalent of a substance can displace or react or produce 1 gram equivalent of any other substance. I repeat, 1 gram equivalent of a substance can produce or react or displace 1 gram equivalent of any other substance. What is this 1 gram equivalent? So for that you have to understand the meaning of equivalent. Equivalent weight or mass, it is also mass. Like molecular weight, it is also mass. But molecular weight is fixed, equivalent mass is not fixed and depends upon nature of reaction. Then how do you define equivalent mass? It is the mass of the substance, it is the mass of the substance that can displace or react or produce what? 1 gram of hydrogen or 8 grams of oxygen or 35.5 grams of chlorine. The mass of the substance that can displace, react or produce 1 gram of hydrogen or 8 grams of oxygen or 35.5 grams of chlorine, we call it as equivalent mass. We can also define like this: it is a mass that combines or produces 1 mole of electrons, 1 mole of electrons. So in either way you can define with respect to hydrogen or with respect to electrons, 1 mole of electrons. So once again, molecular weight is mass, equivalent weight is also mass. The difference is it does depend upon the nature of reaction, it depends upon nature of reaction. So it is very important to understand the difference. Once again, equivalent mass of a substance is the mass of the substance that can displace, react or produce 1 gram of hydrogen or 8 grams of oxygen or 35.5 grams of chlorine, or it is the mass of the substance that can combine or liberate 1 mole of electrons. So let us see some examples to understand this. Suppose I am taking water. Let us try to understand the meaning of equivalent weight of oxygen. So what is equivalent weight of oxygen? So equivalent weight of oxygen is nothing but the mass of the oxygen that can combine with 1 gram of hydrogen. The mass of the oxygen that can combine with 1 gram of hydrogen. So from this molecule, what I can say, 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 oxygen atom, 2 parts of hydrogen combined with 1 part of oxygen, or 2 grams of hydrogen, 2 grams of hydrogen combines with 16 grams of oxygen, nothing but atomic weights. Atomic weight of hydrogen is 1. Since there are 2, 2 into 1 becomes 2 grams. 2 grams of hydrogen. Atomic weight of oxygen is 16. There is only one oxygen, therefore 1 into 16 is 16. 2 grams of hydrogen combines with 16 grams of oxygen. Right? But what is the equivalent weight of oxygen? The mass of oxygen that combines with 1 gram. So how much mass will combine with 1 gram of hydrogen? With respect to hydrogen we are studying. So mass of a substance that combines with 1 gram of hydrogen, that combines, liberates, reacts, whatever it is. So cross multiply, what I will get? Equivalent weight of this mass is nothing but equivalent weight of oxygen. 2 into 16 by 1 into 16 by 2. So we will get 8. So equivalent weight of oxygen is 8. Similarly, let us study some more examples. I am taking HCl. I want to find the equivalent weight of chlorine. So what is the equivalent weight of chlorine with respect to hydrogen? So equivalent weight of chlorine in HCl is nothing but the mass of the chlorine that combines with 1 gram of hydrogen. That is the definition, according to the definition. So from this we have one hydrogen atom. So 1 gram of hydrogen combines with 35.5 grams of chlorine. So it is clear that 1 gram of hydrogen combines with 35.5 grams of chlorine. Therefore, equivalent weight of chlorine should be equal to 35.5. So this one is nothing but equivalent weight of hydrogen, this 8 is nothing but equivalent weight of oxygen, 35.5 is nothing but equivalent weight of chlorine. Let us take some more examples. Let us take a different element starting with sodium hydride. So let us find the equivalent weight of sodium. So atomic weight of sodium is 23 and that of hydrogen is 1. So 23 parts of hydrogen combines with 1 part of hydrogen. Part indicates weight. Weight you can express in grams, you can express in kgs, etc. So 23 grams of sodium combines with 1 gram of hydrogen. So how much mass of sodium is combining with 1 gram of hydrogen? 23. So that itself will be the equivalent weight of sodium. The same thing we can express with respect to oxygen. Na2O, this is the compound of sodium. So let us find the equivalent weight of sodium. So from this what I can write, 2 into 23 grams of sodium combines with 16 grams of oxygen. 16 grams of oxygen. 2 into 23. Why 2 into 23? Atomic weight of one sodium is 23. In the given molecular formula there are 2 sodiums. So 2 into 23 grams of sodium, 2 into 23 parts of sodium combines with 16 parts of oxygen. Part indicates weight. Weight I am expressing in grams. You can express in kgs also. But both must be in same units. So what is equivalent weight of sodium? The equivalent weight of sodium is nothing but mass of sodium that combines with 8 grams of oxygen. If 16 grams can combine with oxygen combines with 2 into 23 grams of sodium, for 8 grams how much? So whatever that is, that will be equivalent weight of sodium. So equivalent weight of sodium is 2 into 23 into 8, by 16. So 2 1s are 2 8s are 8 8 will be cancelled, you will get 23. Here also we got same 23, it will be same, right? Now next NaCl with respect to chlorine. Now here we have to find equivalent weight of sodium. So atomic weight of sodium 23, chlorine 35.5. So from this what I can write, 23 parts or grams of sodium combines with 35.5 grams of chlorine. What is the equivalent weight of sodium? The mass of sodium that combines with 35.5 grams of sodium. So with 35.5 grams of chlorine, 35.5 grams of chlorine, 23 grams of sodium will combine. Therefore, equivalent weight of sodium is 23. So let us find the equivalent weight of underlined elements. First find pH3. So phosphorus is combined with hydrogen. So what is the atomic weight of phosphorus? Atomic weight of phosphorus is 31. So from this what I can write, 31 grams of phosphorus combines with 3 grams of hydrogen. 3 into 1 3. So what is the equivalent weight of phosphorus? The mass that combines with 1 gram of hydrogen. The mass of phosphorus that combines with 1 gram of hydrogen. So equivalent weight of phosphorus in the given compound is 31 into 1 by 3, which is equal to 31 by 3. So next one is AlCl3. I am writing here AlCl3, aluminium. Atomic weight of aluminium is 27. And that of chlorine is 35.5. So 27 grams of aluminium combines with 3 into 35.5 grams of chlorine. So what is equivalent weight of aluminium? The mass that combines with 35.5 grams of chlorine. The mass that combines with 35.5 grams of chlorine can combine with how many grams of aluminium? So equivalent weight of aluminium is, right, 27 into 35.5 by 3 into 35.5, that is 27 by 3, you will get 9. 9 is the equivalent weight of aluminum in AlCl3. Next one, FeO. Atomic weight of iron is 56 and oxygen already we know 16. So from this it is clear that 56 grams of iron combines with 16 grams of oxygen. Then the mass of iron that can combine with 8 grams of oxygen. The mass of substance that can combine with 8 grams. So equivalent weight of iron in iron oxide is 56 into 8 by 16, that is 56 by 2. In the same way, we can write for FeCl2 and FeCl3. So if I come to FeCl2, so 56 grams of iron combines with 2 into 35.5 grams of chlorine. The mass of iron that can combine with 35.5 grams of chlorine. We call it as equivalent weight of iron. So what is the equivalent weight of iron in FeCl2? That is equal to 56 into 35.5 by 2 into 35.5, which is equal to 56 by 2. But if it is FeCl3, what is the equivalent weight of iron? Now from this what I can write? 56 grams of iron combines with 3 into 35.5 grams of chlorine. The mass of iron that can combine with 35.5 grams of chlorine. So equivalent weight of iron in FeCl3 is 56 into 35.5 by 3 into 35.5, that is nothing but 56 by 3. So the equivalent weight of iron in FeCl3 is 56 by 3. Equivalent weight of iron in FeCl2 is 56 by 2. So let us see the shortcuts or the methods to calculate equivalent weight for different species. So calculation of equivalent weight, first one for elements. So equivalent weight of an element is defined as element's mass is atomic weight. So atomic weight of element by valency of element. What is this valency? Valency is defined in different ways for different species. Each species has its own definition. So coming to element, valency of element is nothing but its combining capacity. Is nothing but combining capacity of element. So atoms combine to form bonds. Why? To gain electrons, either by forming a covalent bond or ionic bond or coordinate covalent bond. So why they have this tendency? Because they want to get stability by attaining octet rule or to get nearest to noble gas configuration. So elements they combine, atoms or elements they combine with other elements to attain the nearest to octet rule or stability by attaining noble gas configuration. In that process they share their electrons or they lose or gain electrons, which we call it as combining capacity, right. So here how many bonds they can form, how many covalent bonds they can form. So let us see some examples. Equivalent weight of hydrogen. So atomic weight of hydrogen, that is 1.008. Now what is the combining capacity? If you see hydrogen possesses 1 electron. The nearest noble gas is helium. Helium possesses 2 electrons. Helium is more stable than hydrogen under given conditions. Therefore, hydrogen tries to attain the stability by gaining that 1 extra electron. Since its electronegativity is less in most of the compounds, it shares the electrons. So how many bonds it can form? It requires only one electron, therefore it forms only one bond. So its combining capacity is 1. Therefore its equivalent weight is 1. So if I go for oxygen, what is the atomic weight of oxygen? 16. What is the combining capacity? If you see oxygen in its ground state, it possesses 8 valency electrons. 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. It contains 8 electrons, 6 valency electrons. It is short of 2 electrons to get nearest noble gas configuration. So it has tendency to gain these 2 electrons by forming 2 covalent bonds, or at least it shows ability to form 2 bonds. So its combining capacity is 2 because it requires 2 electrons. Therefore, what I will get? 8. It is short of 2 electrons. Next, chlorine. Atomic weight is 35.5. We have already studied the reason for this 35.5. Combining capacity. Chlorine contains 17 electrons. It is short of 1 electron to get nearest noble gas configuration, that is 18. So its combining capacity is 1. It forms one bond to get share of 1 electron. Therefore, its equivalent weight is 35.5. Coming to some metals, sodium. What is its atomic weight? 23. Sodium possesses 1 electron excess. If it loses that 1 electron, it gets neon gas configuration. So while forming compounds, it has tendency to lose that 1 electron. So its combining capacity is 1. Equivalent weight of aluminum. Atomic weight is 27. Aluminum belongs to Tadiyate group. Atomic number is 13. It possesses 3 valency electrons. If it loses, because of its electropositivity, it has tendency to lose electrons. It has to lose 3 electrons to get nearest noble gas configuration because it is highly electropositive. It is electropositive. So in this process, its combining capacity, it loses 3 electrons, so its combining capacity is 3 to get nearest noble gas configuration. So its equivalent weight is 9. So let us see for ions. Ions, they can be positively charged species or negatively charged species, like cation or anion. So how do you find the equivalent weight of ions? So how these cations or anions are formed? The cations are formed by loss of electrons. The anions are formed by gain of electrons. Why they lose or gain electrons? To get, as I said, the central atom tries to attain the stability by gaining nearest noble gas configuration. In that process, it may lose or gain electron. If it loses, you will get cation. Cation possesses positive charge. The magnitude of the positive charge indicates the number of electrons lost during its formation. Anion carries negative charge. The negative charge is because the central atom gains electrons. Why it is gaining electron? To get nearest noble gas configuration. So the magnitude of negative charge indicates that the number of electrons it has gained. So how do you find equivalent weight of ion? So this is neither molecule nor atom, so you have to say formula weight. Formula weight of ion by valency of ion so formula weight of ion. What is the valency of the ion? Magnitude of charge on ion. You have to take magnitude of charge on ion. Should not worry about the negative sign. So let us see some example. Equivalent weight of H plus. So hydrogen atom. The loss or gain of electron do not change the atomic weight, because while calculating atomic weight we do not consider the mass of electron, we neglect the mass of electrons. So the loss of any number of electrons, the gain of any number of electrons, right, we assume that there is no change in the atomic weight. So atomic weight of H plus is nothing but atomic weight of hydrogen, that is 1.008, right. H plus is formed by loss of one electron. So what is the magnitude of the charge? 1. So you will get 1. Equivalent weight of O minus 2. Oxygen has tendency to gain 2 electrons to get nearest noble gas configuration. So gain of electron do not change its atomic weight. So 16. How many? What is the magnitude of the charge? Minus 2. Don't write minus 2. We require only magnitude, that is 2. It gains 2 electrons. O minus 2 is formed by gaining 2 electrons. So its combining capacity is 2. Similarly, equivalent weight of Cl minus, atomic weight is 35.5 by charge. Magnitude of the charge is 1. So you will get 35.5. Sodium Na plus, atomic weight 23. It loses 1 electron because highly electropositive. By loss of 1 electron it gets nearest noble gas configuration, that of neon. So what is the magnitude of the charge? 1. Magnesium ions, atomic weight 24. Magnesium belongs to second A group. By losing 2 electrons it gets nearest noble gas configuration of neon. Therefore it loses 2 electrons plus 2. What is the charge? 2, 12. Similarly, aluminium Al plus 3, 27 by 3, that is 9. Right, you can take number of examples. Calcium Ca plus 2, that is 40 by 2, 20. Sulfate SO4 minus 2, phosphate ion PO4 minus 3, carbonate ion. So what is the formula weight? Just add atomic weight of all atoms in that ion. How many sulfurs? 1. 1 sulfur means 32 atomic weight. 4 oxygens, 4 into 16, 64. 4 plus 2, 6, 96. Gain of electron, loss of electron do not change their atomic weights. So 96 is the formula weight. What is the magnitude of the charge? 2. You will get 48. Phosphate ion, atomic weight of 1 phosphorus 31. 4 oxygens, 4 into 16, 64. That is 95. 95 by 3. Carbonate. So in carbonate you have 1 carbon, 1 into 12, atomic weight of carbon is 12. 3 oxygens, 3 into 16, 48. So 8 plus 2, 10, 1, 4, 5, 6. You will get 60 by 2, magnitude of the charge, that is 30. And then a problem, an oxide of metal. So metal combines with oxygen to form metal oxide, right? So we can write like this: metal plus oxygen. What we get is metal oxide. We don't know the formula. An oxide of metal contains 40% oxygen by weight. So if the metal oxide contains 40% oxygen by weight, so what will be the remaining 60%? In metal oxide there are only two elements, one is metal and other is oxygen. If 40% weight is that of oxygen, remaining 60% weight must be that of metal. That means if I take 100 grams of metal oxide, 60 grams will be metal and 40 grams will be oxygen, right? So what I can write, 60 grams of metal combines with 40 grams of oxygen. This is what we can conclude. What is the equivalent weight of metal? What is equivalent weight of metal? It is nothing but mass. But how do you find that mass? We know the relation between metal and oxygen, mass relation. 60 grams of metal can combine with 40 grams of oxygen. What is equivalent weight? The mass of the metal that combines with 8 grams of oxygen. The mass of the metal that can combine with 8 grams of oxygen, that will be equal to equivalent weight of metal. So equivalent weight of metal, which is mass, is equal to 60 into 8 by 40. So you will get 12. Next, calculate the equivalent weight of ozone in the following reaction. This is the reaction, right? So what is the molecular weight of ozone? In ozone there are 3 oxygens. In ozone there are 3 oxygens. Let us write 2 moles of ozone gives 3 moles of oxygen. So 2 into 48 grams, 3 into 16 is 48. 2 into 48 grams combines with or produces 3 into 32 grams. So what I can write? 2 into 48 grams of ozone combines or produces 3 into 32 grams of oxygen. So what is the equivalent weight of ozone? It is the mass that can combine or produce 8 grams of oxygen. So equivalent weight of ozone, cross multiply 2 into 48 into 8 by 3 into 32. 3 ones are 3 16s are 48. 2 into 16 32. So answer will be 8. Nothing but 8 only. Ozone is the allotrope of oxygen. Both are allotropes, ozone and oxygen. Equivalent weight of salt. So salt is a compound, right? So when the salt is dissolved in water, it dissociates into cationic part and anionic part. Cationic part carries positive charge, anionic part carries negative charge. So how to define equivalent weight of salt? Molecular weight of salt by valency. Valency is nothing but number of electrons transferred in salt formation. Number of electrons transferred in salt formation. What is the meaning of this? Before that, I would like to write one more formula. Molecular weight of salt by total positive charge on cationic part molecular weight of salt by total negative charge on anion. So what is the meaning of this? Let us take one example. NaCl. How NaCl is formed? First we take sodium, we heat it. It converts into Na gas plus electron. I am writing directly. Na sodium, actually Na solid to Na gas, then it will ionize. Coming to chlorine, Cl2, upon heating, you will get Cl gas, right? And next, if it gains this one electron and convert into Cl minus. When these two combine, you will get NaCl. That means 1 mole of electron, 1 electron is lost by sodium ion, 1 electron is gained by chlorine atom. So there is a transfer of 1 electron from sodium to chlorine in the formation of NaCl. Because of loss of this 1 electron, sodium gains 1 unit positive charge. Because of gain of 1 electron, sodium gains 1 unit negative charge. So remember, total positive charge is equal to total negative charge. Let us take one more example. CaCl2, same procedure. Calcium solid will convert into Ca plus 2 electrons. Because it is second A group, it loses 2 electrons. Chlorine, Cl2, 2 chlorine atoms, 2 Cl minus. These two they combine CaCl2. So in the formation of 1 mole of CaCl2, 1 mole of calcium loses 2 moles of electrons. So since it is losing 2 moles of electron, it results in 2 units positive charge. 1 mole of chlorine gains 2 moles of electron to form 2 Cl minus. Because of that, there is total, since 1 mole of chlorine is gaining 2 moles of electron, because of that you will get 2 moles of negative charge. The sum of total positive charge is equal to the sum of total negative charge. So in the formation of CaCl2, there is transfer of 2 moles of electron from calcium to chlorine. So number of electron transferred. Because of this transfer, you will get positive charge on cation or negative charge on anion. So either you can take total positive charge on cationic part when 1 mole dissociate completely, total negative charge on anion when 1 mole of salt dissociates completely. So let us see some examples. So here one more important point, equivalent weight of salt equal to equivalent weight of cation plus equivalent weight of anion. Right, sum of the equivalent weight of cation and anion. Remember, not applicable, this formula is not applicable for hydrated salts. Hydrated salts means the salts which possess water of crystallization. If they possess water of crystallization, then it is not applicable. Right, so you can also write like this. We will see one by one. First, calculation of equivalent weight of NaCl. So this is a compound. Equivalent weight of NaCl is nothing but molecular weight by number of moles of electron transferred. As we have studied, 1 mole of electron is transferred. So what is the molecular weight? 58.5 by 1. Sodium 23, chlorine 35.5. So we will get 58.5. That is the molecular weight. So number of moles of electron transferred or total positive charge. How do you get total positive charge? What we have to do? Write NaCl, write the dissociation Na plus Cl minus. If you dissolve in water, dissociate into Na plus and Cl minus. So 1 mole give 1 mole of Na plus, 1 mole of Cl minus. Total positive charge 1 into plus 1. Total negative charge 1 into minus 1, but we have to take mod, that is nothing but 1. So either total positive charge or total negative charge or number of electron transferred, it is same. The same thing you can write like this, equivalent weight of cation, that is Na plus plus equivalent weight of Cl minus. What is the equivalent weight of Na plus? 23 by 1, Cl minus 35.5 by 1. So that is also same, which is equal to 58.5. Next, equivalent weight of CaCl2. Right. So what is the best way? Molecular weight by valency. What is the valency? Number of electron transferred. How many electrons are transferred? 2 electrons. I can write 2. Or what I can write the dissociation CaCl2. 1 mole when you dissolve in water dissociate into Ca plus 2, 2Cl minus. 1 mole will get 1 and 2. What is the total positive charge? 1 into plus 2 plus 2. Total negative charge 2 into minus 1. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. So what is the magnitude of charge? 2. 2 moles of electrons are transferred. Total positive charge is 2 units. Total negative charge on the anionic part is 2 units. So calcium 40, 71, 1, 1. So 111 by 2. Or you can write like this: equivalent weight of Ca plus 2 plus equivalent weight of Cl minus. So Ca plus 2 calcium 40 by 2 plus 35.5 by 1. So let us practice some more examples. Equivalent weight of MgCl2. So MgCl2, how it dissociates? MgCl2 in water, Mg plus 2, 2Cl minus. Right? So 1 mole, 1 mole, 2 moles. So total positive charge 1 into plus 2, 2, 2 into minus 1, minus 2. So you have to take 2. So this is equal to molecular weight by 2. Total positive charge on cation or total negative charge on anion is 2. Or in the formation of MgCl2, how many moles of electrons are transferred? 2 moles, 2. So molecular weight, magnesium is 24, chlorine 71, so 4 plus 1, 7, 8, 9, 95 by 2 is the answer. Coming to K2SO4, how does K2SO4 dissociates? Potassium belongs to which group? First group, so positive plus 1, SO4 minus 2. So in 2 into plus 1, 2, 1 into minus 2, minus 2. So charge, you have to take 2. Either positive charge or negative charge. So this is molecular weight by 2. All these also you can write equivalent weight of Mg plus 2 plus equivalent weight of Cl minus, which is equal to 24 by 2 plus 35.5 by 1. So coming to this, what is the molecular weight? 2 into 39. 2 9s are 18, 2 3s are 6, 78, sulfate 96, 14, 110, 174. So it is 174 by 2. Or what we can write? Equivalent weight of potassium plus equivalent weight of sulfate. So this is 39 by 1 plus 96 by 2. Charge on the ion is 2. Next, AlCl3. How does AlCl3 dissociates? AlCl3, Al plus 3, 3Cl minus. 1 into plus 3, 3, positive charge on the cation. 3 into minus 3, minus 3, but you have to take 3. So molecular weight by 3. So what is the molecular weight? Aluminium 27, 71, 35.5. You will get 133.5. Or what I can write? Equivalent weight of Al plus 3 plus equivalent weight of Cl minus, that is 27 by 3 plus 35.5 by 1. Both will be same. Next, Na2CO3. How does Na2CO3 dissociates when you dissolve in water? 2Na plus. So the total positive charge 2 total negative charge minus 2, you have to take 2. So molecular weight is m by 2. So this is nothing but 106 by 2, or we can write it as equivalent weight of Na plus equivalent weight of CO3 minus 2. So what is the equivalent weight of Na plus? 23 by 1, this is 60 by 2. CaCO3, this is molecular weight by 2, Ca plus 2, CO3 minus 2, so 100 by 2, which is equal to Ca plus 2 plus CO3 minus 2. Either like this or like this, you can do it. 40 by 2 plus 60 by 2. 100 by 2, sorry. So the last two. Calcium phosphate, how it dissociates? Ca3PO4 taken twice. 3Ca plus 2, 2PO4 minus 3. So 3 into 2, 6 units positive charge. 2 into minus 3, minus 6, you have to take 6. So this is molecular weight by 6. So if you calculate, you will get 310 by 6. Or what I can write, equivalent weight of Ca plus 2 plus equivalent weight of phosphate, that is 40 by 2 plus 95 by 3. Coming to aluminum sulfate, how it dissociates? Al2SO4 taken thrice. 2Al plus 3, third year group. 2Al plus 3, 3SO4 minus 2. Total positive charge 2 into 3, 6, or 3 into minus 2, minus 6, you have to take 6. So molecular weight by 6. So if you calculate the molecular weight, you get around 342. So 342 by 6, or what I can write, equivalent weight of Al plus 3 plus equivalent weight of SO4 minus 2. So this is 27 by 3, 96 by 2.
ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.